Great. We're live. It says we are live, yes. My name's Terry Nicholson, and we are here participating in the Inner Power Intensive, which is an amazing 4-week program with the Superwomen Connection, and this is actually our very first assignment. So this is our accountability group. We're going to be doing this with you, and you watching, you know, if you come across this video, you know, you'll be participating with us in a really powerful exercise to release fears and to step into your power. So we're going to get straight into it. We have actually called, one of our things, we had to come up with a name. We've called ourselves the Soul Sister Dream Divas, a sort of combination of that, that essence of, you know, we're doing this from our soul. We're stepping into our power that comes from our heart and our soul, empowering ourselves, empowering other women, you know, connected with that spiritual side as well as the earth side, honouring, kind of an honouring. So I hope I've described the essence of why we called ourselves the Soul Sister Dream Divas. And let's just dive straight into the process, hey? What we're going to do, we've each drawn a big spiral, and we have done the what if purge, which is where you take all your fears, your doubts, anything that's plaguing you in your mind, and you just write it down, write everything down on this bit of paper, just getting those fears out from within us onto this page. And to acknowledge, Marisol explained it on the, you know, our first session, but you know, when you put a hole through it, and it's as if you hold it up, you're looking through this filter all the time. If we have these things running in our minds all the time, it's just like we just live with this filter of fears or doubts or whatever, filtering our world. And so this process is a way to release this, to do that. And we're actually going to do that, you know, in a ritual, really, in an exercise. But we're going to we're actually going to burn these things, yeah. So I've got a gorgeous group, like our accountability partners here. We're each in turn going to, we've got our vessels, we've got our sacred candle that's part of this this course. We're actually going to light this from our candle and let these burn and just really feel that experience of letting this stuff go. As this burns, letting that transformation happen, really notice how we feel, because after we burn this, we're each going to take a moment to just share how it's felt. So if you're watching later, or you know, even right now, but go do this process. It's so powerful. Or join us in our next Inner Power Intensive. So, shall I go first? One of you women want to jump out? Wave at me if you're like ready to roll. I'll do mine first, and then I'll just pass it over. Whoever's ready will just unmute themselves and just come on, share your name, share where you're from, and we'll just dive into this. So I'm Terry Nicholson from the east coast of Australia, right next to the rainforest, mum of 3 kids, passionate about the environment, singer-songwriting, healing, empowerment, and I've got a bunch of fears and stuff that's ready to let go of. So here we go. I feel like I want to hear Layla's, she had a beautiful drum going, you know, when we did our first session, and it was like sense of this drum. Just taking a moment to actually read those again. And goodbye, fears. Ash. Turn to ash. All right. Pass it over to one of you.
I'll jump out there. I've got my list of doubts and fears that I've filled up my page with. I'm ready to let them go. Oh, yeah. Wow, yeah. That felt good. I'll pass it over.
I'll pop out. I'm Serena. I'm a mum of 4 kids and I live on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. And I have, I don't know if my little candle here and all my what ifs and doubts and everything that holds me back. But I'm ready to once and for all let them go, and I don't want to see them again or coming back ever. So here we go. Let me have a look. Just hope I don't catch anything else on fire. Ow. Yes. And I send them all off so they can be all off to the universe and no longer with me. Thank you, guys.
Hi there, my name is Diane Purdy. I'm from Melbourne in Australia, Victoria, Australia, sorry. Single mum and known as the cat lady. So I've written all my doubts and what ifs to purge. It's been interesting because a lot of these things have been coming up over the last couple of weeks. So hopefully by doing this, we're going to get rid of them. So I have my candle and give it a go. Oh, I've got a nipple over here. Good. It's an exercise we did in Perth as well, and to me it's the most amazing thing just to watch it go up in smoke. Just feels like it's released everything. So yeah, thanks ladies.
Beautiful, Diane. Yeah, we're going to roll straight into, just sharing a few of, just sharing briefly how that felt for us, our experience of doing that, just so why don't we go backwards, like so, you know, Diane, you just shared that. I just loved what you said. Maybe you don't know if you had anything more to add, but just seeing it go up in smoke, it's just great. But, you know, just share just why this exercise feels powerful. If you want to just take a moment, and we'll go backwards, then to Serena, then to Beck, and then back to me.
Terry, Serena, and Beck, I think it feels powerful to me because I've been doing a lot of self-development and soul-searching now for about 15, 16 months. And there's some things that I'm starting to only now identify, and it's like self-sabotage for myself, which creates the lack of self-esteem and things like that. So it's really good to write it down and powerful to write it down and watch it go up in smoke, because hopefully it's gone as well from me. So for me, that's very symbolic. And if you know, it just makes it easier now to release it and recognize it. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, I found this exercise really good also. First of all, when we had to start and write it all down, I guess I started to feel tight in the chest because I'm trying always to be positive, so it was hard for me then to write it down because I'm thinking if I'm writing it down, I'm putting that out there to the universe. But then by releasing it, you know, I felt better that I was, you know, letting it go, and I'm not releasing it as if they're the things that I want. They're the things that I'm letting go. So that was a fine line with me. Like I was a bit sort of struggling with that at the start. Like if I'm writing it down, I felt like I was asking for it. So, but once I realized the difference, I feel really good. I feel really good about it and letting it go. So yeah.
Thanks you guys for sharing, and I forgot to introduce myself, so I'll just quickly say that my name's Beck and I live on the mid-north coast of New South Wales in Australia, and I'm a naturopath and into working with people with autoimmune issues. Anyway, my experience of this exercise, yeah, it was definitely a powerful thing to do. I felt even just in the writing down and, you know, really actually externalizing some of those things that do float around, you know, in my mind, and actually being able to, you know, kind of get them out on paper and even to look at some of them. I mean, some of them, they're definitely floating around in my head, and even just by writing them down, I could look at them and think, that's a bit ridiculous, you know. So it gave me a different perspective, and it's just such a powerful thing to then physically burn it up and, yeah, really, you know, make it be gone. So, yeah, it's in these little rituals, isn't it, that there's a lot of power. So, yeah, thank you for sharing this experience with me, guys. That's wonderful.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks, you three. Yeah, so similar, so similar. This just feels like such a, like the power that those things have inside me when they're in, just feels like their power just gets swept out from under them when I see them just like go up in, like literally up in smoke or up in flames. There's just this really tangible sense of those things no longer having the power, and the power being back inside me and my heart kind of feeling. That's how it feels to me. It's this like a changing of the dynamic, the power dynamics, you know. Awesome. Well, we've done our this process for today, and I mean, for me, it's like I see it as it's something that, yes, we release them, and sometimes you release something and it really just shifts and it's just changed forever. And some things, sometimes we it's a tool now. It's a part of our toolkit. It's like if you recognize that you've got fears and doubts, you know, I'm just speaking to us here in a group, but also I'm aware that people will watch this replay, is that, you know, we have these doubts and these fears come up, but we've got a really simple tool, a really simple exercise and ritual to actually help transform those into stepping back into our power. So, you know, just see it like that. So we've done this process and it feels amazing, and it will have a transformational effect on our lives right now. And it's a tool that we just carry around to use anytime we need it in the future, or to teach our kids, you know. It makes me want to do it on with my 11-year-old. Say, let's do a what if purge, you know, anything you've got in your mind. But, you know, use it as something that we have the ripple out into the world as well. Yeah. So any other thoughts, or I'm just going to wrap up with a couple of words, but I just wanted to make sure there was anything any of you amazing women want to share. You feel complete? Beautiful. All right. Oh.
Terry, I just want to say that it's really a privilege to be part of your Beck and Serena, and I think that the four of us are going to just get stronger and closer together, and it's going to be an awesome journey together. So I'm looking forward to this. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And yeah, I just think, you know, there's some magic that puts people together, and we've ended up in this amazing accountability group together through this 4-week journey, you know, and it's just no accident, and it's like, yeah, really beautiful sense of, you know, what we will co-create and co-experience, and I'm excited too. And, you know, for you listening out there, if you've come across this and you're like, what is this inner power intensive? What are these women doing, burning these what if pages? You know, I want to experience that. I want to be surrounded by a tribe of uplifting women that are, you know, stepping into their power through a really beautiful process. You know, we will be doing another inner power intensive. I'm not sure when you will watch that, but there's one happening in January. So reach out to whoever's shared this with you and say, hey, I want to register for the waiting list, or to be in the loop, because these experiences are powerful, and the Superwomen Connection, you know, just has a way of, you know, empowering and supporting women to just, yeah, transform and step into their most vibrant selves. So that's what we're all about, and we would love to welcome you into the next one of these if you resonate with what we're doing here. So with that, we're gonna sign off here, and this was our first assignment for this Inner Power Intensive with the Superwomen Connection, and we'll see you on the next one. Alrighty, all good? Bye, folks.